Contemporary Philippine art from the region. This lesson is for lesson 4 and 5. Significant contemporary artists from the regions, emphasizing the region where the school is based. Contemporary art from the region, Philippine or Southeast Asia, refers to art produced by the modern artists that reflect current ideas, issues, and themes. It is diverse in the medium, technique, and the subject matter, often blending traditional element with the modern expression. Express modern-day issue, social and political culture, multidisciplinary, painting and sculpture and digital arts, installation, performance art, and etc. Interactive and conceptual, blend tradition and innovation. I have examples of contemporary art in the Philippines. First is the visual art. Elmer Borlongan, known thus for social reals, paintings like Bantang Edsa. Next, Ronald Ventura merged fantasy, realism, and pop culture in the large scales and painting. Rodel Tapia incorporates Filipino folklore and the history into surrealist works. How about this sculpture or installation? Leroy New used recycled materials in science fiction, inspired the installation. Example is the Aliens of Manila. Julie Land's feminist sculpture known for terracotta bust installation. How about the performance art? Carlos Celdran, known for his Walk This Way historical tours uh, blending performance and activism. How about the Isaiah Hawkson? Explore Filipino labor and identity through dance and body-based art. How about the mix and media or new media? Dex Fernandez, aka Garapata, street art, sticker, and digital animation with social commentary. Kawayan de Gia, assemblage works combining politics and colonial critique and indigenous identity. How about the themes of regional contemporary identity, the nationhood, post-colonialism, environment and urbanization, globalization, LGBTQ and gender rights, indigenous culture and heritage? Contemporary art from the region reflects the voice and struggle of local communities. It serves as a mirror of society and offers fresh ways of storytelling using modern and technology and interdisciplinary approaches. What is contemporary art? Contemporary art is defined as the art of the now. Contemporary artists work in the globally influenced culturally with diverse and technologically advancing world. So contemporary are made by living artists that reflects the present time, our current ideas, culture, issue, and technology. It began around the mid 20th century of today. We have the following modern arts. So contemporary art created by the artists that living in the present that explore modern themes issues or innovative techniques or media and challenging traditional boundaries in art. So current and relevant tackles modern issues like identity, politics and environment, gender and technology. Diverse and experimental includes the painting, sculpture, digital art and video, installation and the performance and more. And then next is concept driven, the idea or message are often more important than beauty or technique. How about the interactive or participatory can involve the audience, global and local, influenced by worldwide trends, but also rooted in local culture or context. We have examples of contemporary art form like paintings, abstract or serial, pop art, installation art, arranged objects in space, digital art made using computer or tablets, performance arts, live and expressive acts, street art or graffiti. How about the video and photography art? mixed media using many materials together. So we have the common themes in the contemporary art: climate change, social justice and human rights, gender and LGBTQ plus identity, technology and digital life, cultural heritage and nationalism. So artists like Elmer Borlongan, Leroy New, and Kidlat Tahimik. This way is use art to discuss Filipino life history and the struggle. Forms include murals, indigenous crafts, street art, and the performance and the film. So in short, the contemporary arts today, by today's artists about today words that invite us to think, feel, and reflect on what's happening in the society. Contemporary arts form. So we have 12 kinds of different contemporary arts form. So first is the ceramic, second painting, sculpture, printmaking, design, crafts, photography, video, drawing, literature, filmmaking, and the architecture. So now let's discuss the different types of contemporary arts form. So now let's proceed to the ceramic forms. Ceramic encompasses a diverse range of artistic expression moving beyond the traditional function pottery to include the abstract and sculpture forms, incorporating both our indigenous aesthetic and Western influence. So dyan, meron kayo makikita picture na nagme-made sila ng mga ceramic bowls. So, ceramic bowls or ceramic is an art form refers to the object made from clay, hardened by heat, often used to create a sculpture, pottery, tiles, and decorative pieces. It is both a functional craft and a fine art form. So the ceramic is the creation of artworks using clay. It's shaped, dry, and then fired in the kiln to become hard and durable. This can be useful like object like bowls, plate, or vases. Then, or fury, artistic like creations like sculpture or wall art. We have the common ceramic art forms. First is the pottery. Example is plates or mugs, jars. Then sculpture, figure or abstract shape. Tiles, decorative, painted or carved. And then the installation pieces, large ceramic works used in gallery or outdoor settings. We have then meron din tayong main stage of ceramic art, like forming, shaping the clay by hand or wheel or mold. Drying, removing the moisture slowly to avoid the cracks. Then the firing, baking a kiln to harden. Glazing is optional to applying a shiny or colored surface coating. Then firing again. So, diyan sa picture, may makikita kayong example na nag-create sila ng ball and then the plates. Then we have the characteristic in the ceramic art. So, made from natural materials, especially the clay, can be functional or decorative, varies in texture, color, and the finish, durable once fired properly, can last for centuries. So, hand building, shaping by hand, pinch or coil slabing methods, wheel throwing using a pottery wheel to shape round forms, slip casting pouring liquid clay into molds, glazing and the painting, decorating the surface. For example, burning jars from Ilocos, traditional large clay jar for water and food storage. How about the Tibuli and the Manobo pottery? Indigenous ceramic tradition. In contemporary artists like Julie Lodge uses the terracotta for sculpture and social commentary. And then the ceramic art is the creative use of clay heat to produce artwork that can be functional or expressive. It's a blend of craftsmanship and the imagination with roots in both Asian tradition and modern art practices. Next, painting is a vibrant and diverse field that reflects the country's rich cultural heritage and social landscape, while also engaging with the global trends, artistic innovation. It's characterized by a dynamic mix of traditional techniques and modern style, exploring a wide range of themes and subjects that often address contemporary issues. So, cultural identity and the personal expression. Painting is one of the oldest and most common forms of visual arts, where artists apply the pigment to a surface such as canvas, paper, wood, or wall to express idea and emotion or story. So, uh, while while creating a painting, we have an elements like lines, outline or direction, movement, shape and form, objects or figures in the composition, color, mood or contrast, and then the harmony. Texture, surface feel, to real or implied. Space, depth and perspective, value, lightness of darkness. And then we have the common painting mediums, oil painting, rich, slow or drying used by classical artists, acrylic paint, fast drying and flexible, watercolor, transparent, light, delicate. Then the ink or tempera, used for the traditional or folk art, spray paint, often used in graffiti or street arts. Then we have the painting styles. How about the realism, abstract, expressionism, impressionism, that the captures the light and the monetary scenes, cubism, surrealism, then the pop art, modern and contemporary movement. So we have the paintings in the Philippines. Traditional painters is Juan Luna, Spolarium or historical and dramatic, Fernando Armosolo, rural scenes and with warm light. Next is Carlo Obotong Francisco, murals on Filipino heritage. Then Elmer Bolongan, contemporary painters, urban life and social issue. Ronald Ventura, fusion or realism, graffiti and then the fantasy. Rodel Tapia, folktales mixed with the modern narrative. So, we have the purpose of painting to express the ideas, to document people or event, to reflect culture and identity, to challenge or inspire viewers. So, painting is the powerful form of art that combines color, imagination, technique to tell story and reflect life or simply express beauty. It continues to evolve with the new style, theme, and the materials, making it both timeless and modern. Next, sculpture in the Philippines reflects a diverse range of style and themes, often drawing inspiration from from Philippines culture, history, and social issue. So, sculpture is a three-dimensional art form where artists create or a shape solid materials like clay, stone, wood, or metal into forms that can be realistic or abstract. Unlike painting, sculpture has depth, height, width, and can be viewed from the different angles. So, 3D form not flat like painting can be freestanding or relief attached to a background, made by carving or modeling, casting or assembling the materials, can be decorative, religious, and symbolic or expressive. And then we have the common materials, clay, stone, wood, metal, modern, plastic, resin, or found objects. So, sculpture relief attached to a wall or background. Freestanding in the round can be viewed from all sides, kinetic sculpture that move. installation, large-scale image work. We have the example of Philippine sculpture, Mazar Rizal Monument, historical symbol, and the Guillermo Tolentino sculpture, the famous Oblation, Julie Lodge terracotta sculpture of women, Kublai Milan, giant sculpture in the Mindanao, reflecting local culture. Sculpture is the art of creating solid, 3D forms that can be expressive, decorative, or symbolic. It is the powerful way to represent the ideas, people, and culture in physical, touchable form. Next, short making. In the Philippines is dynamic art form that has evolved from traditional techniques to incorporate modern approaches, often exploring social, cultural, and the political. Key figure like Manuel Rodriguez Sr., considered the father of the Philippine printmaking, have been instrumental in developing printmaking programs and established printmaking as recognized art form. So printmaking is an art form that involves the create by transferring ink from prepared surface like wood, metal onto paper or fabric. It allows artists to produce multiple copies of the same artwork, called prints, while they still keeping and creative and expressive quality or original art. There are several techniques in printmaking, including the woodcut, etching, lithography, and screen printing. Each method uses different materials and tools but follows the same principle of transferring an image from the surface to another. What makes printmaking unique it is its ability to multiple artworks, making art more accessible and shareable. Artists often sign and number each print, treating every piece as part of a limited valuable edition. In the Philippines, printmaking is used not only for visual art, but also for social and political expression. Artists like Neil Doloricon and Imelda Cahipe Endaya have used prints to raise awareness about social justice, culture, and identity. Printmaking is creative, technical, and powerful art form that blends craftsmanship with expression. It helps spread ideas widely when maintaining artistic quality and uniqueness. Next, design. It preserves cultural tradition, reflects social changes, and allows for diverse artistic expression. It showcases the unique identities and experience of different regions, fostering a sense of cultural pride and contributing to the nation's artistic landscape. So, design is an art refers to the planned arrangement of visual elements such as line, shapes, colors, texture, and space to create harmonious, functional, and meaningful composition. It is both a process and result that combines creativity and purpose. In art form, design is used to guide how viewers see and experiment an artwork, whether in painting, sculpture, fashion, graphic and design, or architecture. Design ensures that each part of the art works together effectively. So we have the elements of design in art. Line directs the eyes of outline forms. Shape and form creates structure and space. Color set mood and contrast. Texture adds of depth or feeling. Balance, contrast, and emphasis, principles that guide how elements are used. Design is an art in the intentional creative organization of elements to create a visual appealing, purposely result. It is essential in all art forms to communicate ideas and evoke a response. So we have the examples here. Makikita nyo dyan na may mga line, shape, or color na ginamit or pinapakita din diyan na sa isang part may Hindi ko mawari kung nakahiga ba yung tao na 'to, then nagkaroon siya ng mga iba't ibang colors dun sa kabilang side. Then yung another picture, may color siya, but it's like old pictures, like gray, black and white style. So dito may mga arts din na pinapakita. Next is crafts. Crafts refers to the skills and technique involved in the creating functional or decorative objects, often using traditional materials and methods, but with a modern twist. It encompasses a wide range of practice from weaving and pottery to wood carving and metalwork, each region contributing unique style and materials. So, Chan, we have two pictures. Makikita natin kung ano yung mga ginagamit na pang props. Example, yung abaha, I think it's abaha. I-create sila ng iba't ibang kulay. Then, lalo na pag sa bag, nag-create sila ng designs. Siyempre, ang Pilipino ngayon ay talagang magaling sa paggawa ng mga crafts. Hindi lang crafts, pati na sa arts. Ang Pilipino ay isa din sa pinakamahusay pagdating sa paggawa ng mga bagay na nakikita natin ngayon. So, diyan papansin natin yung mga karaniwang nilang nagawa. So, craft is a form of art that involves making objects by hand using traditional skills and technique. It combines creativity, skill, and function, often resulting in beautiful yet useful items. Unlike the fine art, which is often meant only for viewing, crafts are usually practical and decorative at the same time. So we have the common example of craft, including the weaving, pottery, embroidery, wood carving, and metalwork, beadwork, and basket making. Crafts are often rooted in cultural tradition, passed down through the generation, and reflect the identity, history, and daily life of community. In the Philippines, craft plays a major role in preserving local culture, from the banig mats of Samar and the Ipuga wood carvings to the tinalak textile of the Tiboli people. Filipino crafts show how art can live through everyday objects. Craft is the art of making things by hand, blending function with the beauty. It celebrates tradition and culture and the human touch in a fast-moving modern world. Next, how about the photography? So, photography is a dynamic and expressive medium used to capture and interpret the diverse realities of the regions, reflecting both artistic vision and social commentary. It encompasses a wide range of subjects, styles, and techniques involving the from its historical role as documentation to a powerful tool for artistic and expression and cultural exploration. So, photography is a contemporary art, is powerful medium used by modern artists to capture, express, and explore the ideas, emotion, and realities of the present time. Unlike the traditional photography, made only for documentation, contemporary photography is often conceptual, experimental, and expressive. So, contemporary artists use photography not just to take pictures but to tell story, challenge norms, or highlight social and political issues. They may manipulate image using digital tools, combine photos with other media, or present them in installation to create deeper meaning. In the Philippines, photography has become key tool for artists to reflect on culture, identity, environment, and urban life. Artists like Neil Oshima, Nabaroza, and Tom Efferson use photography to show the beauty, struggles, and transformation of Filipino society. Photography in contemporary arts allow people to see the world from different perspectives, giving voice to stories that often ignore. It is accessible, flexible, and deeply personal. make it one of the most relevant art forms today. So, photography in contemporary art is the more than taking picture. It is creative language that speaks about our time, our world, and our truths. For example, Wabi Navarsa works self-portraits, landscapes, still life, identity, environment, and informality. New style, highly stylized, often mixing photography with installation and collage. How about Daniel Oshima? So, work Vanishing Tribes, theme is indigenous culture and heritage. Style, documentary style portraits of Filipino ethnic group. And VJ Villafranca, work displays, theme climate change and displacement and urban struggle in the Philippines. Style, photojournalism, blended with a contemporary narrative. So, notable example of photography used in contemporary art, especially by Filipino international artists who use the medium to express identity, culture, and social commentary. Next, how about the video? Video art is an art from the utilized video and audio, primarily featuring moving and images, to express artistic and ideas and perspective. Art emerged in the late 1960s and early 1970s with the increasing accessibility of video technology. So I have here the example, may video presentation dyan na pwede niyong panoorin. So, dyan ang ginamit ko is yung mga historical dance. Next, so video is contemporary art is the dynamic and expressive medium used by artists to communicate idea, to tell stories, and challenge social norms through moving image and sounds. Unlike the traditional film, video art is not bound by commercial storytelling. It focuses more on concept, experimentation, and personal and social themes. So this art often combines visual music, voice, text, and special effect to create powerful messages. It may appear as a short film, loop projection, installation, or even live performance and usually shown in galleries, museums, or public spaces rather than the movie and theater. So, role of video in contemporary arts, explore identity, memory, politics, and the environment. Blend with the performance, photography, and sounds. Offer immersive experience to engage viewers deeply. Break traditional boundary between artist and the audience. So I have here the examples of video or Filipino video artist. Kidlat Tahimik, known as the father of the Philippine independent cinema, work for Pure Nightmare, themes colonialism, indigenous speak culture, and Filipino identity. Sa style, personal humorous documentary style, narrative, Manny Montalbano worked as Dash State or Venice Bienal. Teen politics, power, and regional identity from Negros Occidental. Style, sounds, and video installation that create emotional tension. Kiri Dalena worked slogan and video and photo series. Themes, human rights and martial law, activism, style, historical footage mixed with the modern visual through then from international, Villa Viola from USA worked the reflecting pool. Themes spiritually life and human emotion. Sa style niya, slow motion and high definition video with a symbolic meaning. So, video in contemporary art is a bold and versatile tool for expressing modern ideas and social realities. Through movement, sounds, and visual storytelling, it allows artists to engage viewers in emotional, political, and cultural dialogue. As technology evolves, the video continues to break boundaries and redefine how art is experienced. Next, drawing is a dynamic and self-sufficient art form, but it also crucial
good for brainstorming, experimentation, and developing ideas in other mediums. Contemporary Philippine art from the region reflects the country's diverse culture and social issues, often utilizing drawing to express this idea.
So drawing in contemporary art is no longer limited to just sketching outlines. It is now a powerful, expressive, and experimental medium. Contemporary artists use drawing to explore concept, emotion, identity, and social issues, often combining it with the other media like painting and digital art or installation. So use varied materials like pencil, charcoal, ink, pastel, or even the digital tools. Can be realistic, abstract, and symbolic or conceptual. Often combined with the text, collage, or found objects. Explore the modern themes, mental health, politics, and gender, technology in daily life. For example, Robert Alejandro from the Philippines style whimsical, socially aware the illustration and sketches. Example, urban sketches of Manila. Theme, the Filipino daily life, culture, and activism through live or on-the-spot drawing. Kara Walker from USA. Style large scale and silhouette the drawings in the black cut paper. Example, a sublit drawing installation. Theme, race and gender, history, and slavery in American culture. How about Rodel Tapaya? Rodel Tapaya combines drawing with the painting and photos. Inspire the forms. Example, the folk narrative inside the Philippine contemporary. Theme, Filipino myths and local story. Reimagine that with a modern touch. So, in contemporary art, drawing is more than just lines on paper. It's a tool for telling story, expressing identity, and questioning society with a wide range of materials and the subject. Drawing continues to evolve as a powerful and accessible art form. Next, literature refers to the diverse body of written works encompassing both oral and written forms that explore the Filipino identity, culture, and experience. It includes the various genres like poetry, fiction, drama, and essay, often reflecting social and political reality, historical context, and cultural tradition. So, literature in contemporary arts refer to the use of written or spoken words such as poetry, story and essay and script as an artistic medium to express ideas, culture, and emotion in the modern world. It is one of the oldest art forms, yet it continues to evolve alongside technology, social issues, and the new creative movements. In contemporary settings, literature often blends with the other art forms like visual art, theater, digital media, and the performance, especially the spoken word. It can be printed, the perform, or even the project as part of the installation or video. So we have the characteristic of contemporary literature, explore the modern themes, identity, the politics, gender, mental health, and the technology, uses the diverse forms, poetry plus fiction, memoir, slam and poetry, and the script, often experimental in language, format, or the structure, can appear in the book, zines, online platform, or performance space. For example, spoken word and slam poetry by Juan Miguel Severo and Sarah K. Mark Gauns, style emotionally charged and performance-based poetry. Themes like love, mental health, Filipino identity, gender, and social justice. In the graphic literature or comic literature, Tres by Budet, Tan, and Cajo Baldissimo. Forms combine the written storytelling with the visual arts theme, urban legends, and supernatural folklore.
in the modern Manila setting. In the performance in literature, monologue theater, sample ang mga kwento ni Lola Basyang, adaptation, form, story turned into plays or dramatic reading. Themes blend the traditional tales with the modern staging and the interpretation. How literature appears in the contemporary arts form. Poetry plus visual art, poetry installation, calligraphy on canvas, storytelling plus film or video, script-based, digital, and storytelling. Narrative and music, by spoken word set to the music or rap. How about the text and installation, words projected, written, or recorded as a part of the artwork? So, in summary, literature is contemporary arts show that the power of words is timeless, yet always adapting, whether the performed so illustrate or written in new formats. Literature continues to tell stories that reflect challenges and connect people in the modern world. Next, filmmaking. From the region refers to the vibrant and diverse cinematic works produced outside of the Metro Manila, often reflecting the unique cultures, stories, and experience of specific localities. These films are a significant part of the broader Philippine New Wave movement, showcasing a range of styles and themes explored by filmmakers from the various regions of the archipelago. So, filmmaking in contemporary art is the creative process of producing movements, images that expressing artistic ideas, social message, or personal stories. Unlike mainstream commercial movie made mainly for entertainment, contemporary film as an art form often focus on a concept, experimentation, and meaning. In contemporary art, film can take the form of the short films video, installation, experimental and cinema, or documentaries. Artists may use film to explore the themes like identity, politics, culture, memory, and gender, or environment. It may be presented in galleries, museums, film festivals, or even online platforms. So we have the characteristic of filmmaking in contemporary arts. Non-traditional storytelling may not follow a clear plot. Personal or political themes, identity activism, social issue, mixed media, combine film with the music, photography, and performance, or visual arts. Experimental techniques, unusual angles, editing, sounds, or narrative structure. Often low budget or independent, more freedom to innovate. So, Filipino example in contemporary filmmaking, Love Diaz, known for slow cinema with the long takes and deep social commentary, works Norte the End of the History, Ang Babaeng Humayo, themes, history, justice, trauma, and the Filipino identity, Kidlat Tahimik, known as the father of the Philippines independent cinema, work Perfume Nightmare style, personal storytelling mixed with the documentary satire, theme, colonial influence and cultural awakening. Next is architecture. Is a blend of traditional building techniques and modern design influenced by local materials, cultural heritage, and the need to adapt to environment. It encompasses various structures like domestic buildings, house, apartment, and the bungalows. Com- Commercial space, market, and offices. Government buildings, capitals, town halls, and public structures like schools, churches, and the cinemas. The architecture also reflects the diverse cultural landscape of the Philippines, with the influence from the pre-colonial, Spanish colonial, and American colonial period as well as contemporary design trend. So architecture in the contemporary arts goes beyond designing building for shelter and become form of creative expression combining function, form, and meaning. So contemporary architecture is not just about how the structure looks, but also how it responds to the environment. culture and technology and the society. In contemporary art, architecture is viewed as the sculpture at grand scale, where the design of the space can influence how people feel, behave, or interact. Some artists even create architectural installations that are temporary or symbolic that challenging traditional ideas of buildings and the space. So we have the key characteristic of contemporary architecture. Innovative materials like glass, steel, and recycled or eco-friendly materials. Modern design, cleanliness, minimalism, or abstract form. Sustainable features like green roofs, solar panels, and passive cooling. Cultural integration reflects local identity or history. Interaction with the art blends with the sculpture, light, or multimedia. So I have examples here about architecture and the contemporary arts. First, the National Museum of Natural History in Manila, or architectural feature Tree of Life, Glass Dome, concept blend modern design with the national heritage. Art Connection, a public space that educates, inspires, and celebrates Filipino biodiversity and design. How about the Bahay Kubo inspired homes, modern homes? So designer, architect, Kenneth Conboque, Ed Calma, concept, combine traditional Filipino architecture with the contemporary aesthetic and sustainable materials. Art Connection revives the cultural identity and modern housing. How about the Guggenheim Museum, Bilbao, Spain, by Frank Gehry. Design, flowing curves, titanium surface, art connection, a work of art itself, housing contemporary artworks in a conventional space. So, architecture is the contemporary art show how buildings can inspire, provoke to, and serve cultural and emotional processes. It reflects the values today of sustainability, innovation, inclusivity, and artistic freedom. Modern architects often work like artists, designing not just for shelter but for meaningful human experience. So, contemporary architecture is a blend of fiction or function, beauty, and concept. It transforms ordinary space into expression or culture, identity, and innovation, showing that even buildings can be powerful works of art.